What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we got more information on Black Ops 7, and that's multiplayer content, zombies, and even the post-launch support. And they tease at some upcoming DLC weapons, some brand new maps, and there's a lot to go over. So if you do find the video informative at any point, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, but let's jump into it. Now, Treyarch actually replied to what we talked about yesterday. In yesterday's video at the start, we mentioned that COD Pod ended up cutting out a clip to where they said they would reveal Black Ops 7 zombies in early September, and everyone started talking about that, saying that maybe Treyarch delayed it because there was something they wanted to change. They weren't quite ready to reveal zombies just yet. And then the next day came, which is today, and they actually replied and gave us an answer, and they said, "Hi, we'll have plenty to share on zombies starting next week, and there's more than we can fit into just a week. Needed some extra time to cook up something special." So they finally were a little transparent, gave us some information, and told us that they are going to reveal zombies, but starting this next upcoming week, which is most likely on Monday. Now, shortly after that, they ended up giving us more information on Black Ops 7's multiplayer. So here's what they posted. The team's here to talk about multiplayer maps in our new Dev Talk video, including Treyarch's 3-lane design, map pacing, size, and color, face-off and gunfight modes in BO7, potential CDL map selections, hints at future BO2 favorites, and post-launch support, and more. And I'm not gonna lie, they gave quite a bit of information in this. This was around a 4-minute long dev Q&A, and here's how it pretty much went. The first question that was asked is, will map pacing be different or better in Black Ops 6? They said as a result of the brand new original maps that they've added, there's definitely going to be a change in pace compared to BO6. They didn't necessarily answer if it was going to be slower or faster, considering that the maps are going to be a little bit larger and they're focusing more on medium-sized maps. It may be a little bit slower, but at the end of the day, I feel like with the way that they've designed these maps, it could be a good thing. And speaking of the design, they said that they focused on 3-lane map creations. There obviously are some maps where they stray away from that just to give you a unique variant and something different to experience. And they mentioned the maps are going to have more color, so more vibrance. The saturation and contrast is going to be turned up, and it's going to resemble more of the older Treyarch style maps that we saw, say, in like BO3, BO2, and those types of maps. And we sort of see that from the footage that they did make them a lot brighter than what we've seen with Black Ops 6 so far. And then the next thing they talk about is face-off and gunfight returning in Black Ops 7. They answered it straight up saying, yes, it's going to be coming back. And the maps that they're creating, they're sort of trying to tune them and make them also available and playable in these modes, because they only have a couple maps that are going to be small scale, but they will also be 6v6 as well. So that way you'll get to enjoy them in any mode that you choose to play, whether you want to play regular multiplayer 6v6 or you want to play on gunfight or face-off. And then the next question that they were asked, are we getting more medium-sized maps? And they answered it saying yes, they're not going to bring in as many small maps as they did with BO6, and they're also not going to bring in as many large maps. There will be maybe a couple, say for example for like skirmish and things like that, and then there's also going to be a couple small ones for face-off and gunfight, as we've mentioned, but the majority of maps in Black Ops 7 are going to be medium-sized to better represent and match the older BO2 maps that we used to have. And then they go into detail. They said there's going to be a total of 4 small maps at launch out of the 18 total that are going to be coming out. And then these 4 small maps are going to be available for face-off, gunfight, as well as 6v6. So making sure that they're playable for everything, as I mentioned already. And then they give a little bit of information in terms of the beta. So they said one of these maps that I believe is one of the small scale ones they just talked about is known as Blackheart, and they did give some video footage to showcase this map. We did also have a little bit of gameplay of it. I think when we saw like the multiplayer footage broke down yesterday, it was on this map. But this will be available in the beta, so you're going to be able to play this map at the start of next month to try it out for yourself. And just judging from the way that it looks, it gives the vibes of like, say, like Infinite Warfare. I don't know why, it just sort of gives me that Infinite Warfare sort of feeling, as well as like BO4 mixed together. There's also like wall jumping. There's different areas where you can try out the wall jumping and the movement and the new mechanics that they're bringing in. So it's like one of those maps that is definitely something that they're gonna introduce in the beta just so you can get a feel for how BO7 is gonna be. Now, here's where it starts getting interesting because they were asked about BO2 remasters. Are we going to be seeing more of them? We currently, at the moment, have Raid, Hijacked, and Express confirmed to be in the launch alongside the other original maps. And then they said for post-seasonal launch, they gave us teasers on 2 different unique maps that are going to be coming in. The first one, he specifically said that this is a map that was in BO2, has never been remastered before. It was also in the CDL playlist of Search and Destroy. When you take a look at the Black Ops 2 rotation that we had, so for Search and Destroy, the maps were Express, Meltdown, Raid, and Standoff. So Express and Raid, these are maps that are already coming back. Standoff has been remastered multiple different times in other Call of Duties, so that leaves Meltdown, a never before remastered map. And according to him, it's going to be one of the maps that it will be remastered, so we can expect it maybe in like the Season 1 update. Meltdown is going to be coming back into the game. Now, we then ended up getting a second teaser, and the teaser was, this map will have you thinking that you're the best on the game. And this is actually an iconic clip from Scump when he was playing in a CDL game, Hardpoint Yemen. He was saying that I'm the best, and basically he was on Yemen. So it looks like Yemen is going to be returning. Yemen was one of those maps that was previously leaked to be available and coming in post-launch support for Black Ops 6, but it's looking like maybe they changed their mind and decided instead of BO6, we're going to actually drop it in Black Ops 7, considering it's also a map that's never really been remastered before, and it would just make more sense to bring into BO7's life cycle at some point. But then going on to the next question that we have, they talked about doors. They said that Black Ops 7 maps are not going to have any manual doors available in them as well, and all of the doors that are there are going to be automatic sliding doors, so as soon as you walk near it, it'll open up automatically and you don't have to worry about kicking the door down or bashing it or anything like that. And in the Q&A, he said, and I quote, about halfway through we did a door count, we had 6 or 7, so then we had a door meeting behind closed doors, and then I kicked the door down and I said, let's delete all these doors, so no manual doors are going to be in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. And the final question that they were asked about is, what can we expect for post-launch support? So first off, they said there's going to be quite a bit of maps. As we talked about, most likely Yemen and Meltdown are going to be some of the maps that we're going to see in the post-seasonal updates. And then he gave us a hint at some weapons that are going to be coming in. So he said one is coming very shortly. We're expecting this to be in the Season 1 update. And he, quote, said players are going to go ballistic for it. So this tells me that the Ballista, the BO2 sniper, is going to be returning in the Season 1 update. Now, I completely forgot, but people started also mentioning, wait, there's also the ballistic knife. That was also a weapon that we had in Black Ops 2, and that could also be what he was referring to. So could it be the ballistic knife, or will it be the Ballista sniper rifle? It's like a 50-50 at this point. I personally believe he's talking about the Ballista. That's something that was a fan favorite sniper, and many people enjoyed seeing that weapon in the game, and they wanted to see it in other Call of Duty titles. And then the ballistic knife is not as popular as the actual sniper rifle. Now, depending on how you interpreted this, what do you think? Do you think we're getting the ballistic knife melee weapon, or are we going to see the Ballista? But that is pretty much it, and that is all that I have for you guys here in this video. We're going to have more information as the days go on. They're going to continuously reveal even more, and then also Zombies is going to officially start next week, so they'll give us a rundown on that. And then before we know it, COD Next will be here. We'll get to see gameplay footage, and then the beta. So I'll probably have a roadmap video just to go and break down everything that you guys need to know. But that is pretty much all that I got for you guys here in this video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.